Body is central to cultural studies. It functions as a site where power, desire, and knowledge converge. It is no longer relegated to a secondary position in the binary of mind body, but is theorized as an entity that transcends its physical margins, encompassing the surrounding space and interacting dynamically with others. This variable and culturally constructed body image reflects the sophistication of current theoretical approaches, acknowledging its role as a malleable and social entity. Michel Foucault's concept of biopower, as discussed in his work Discipline and Punish, offers a critical framework for understanding the body as a site of both disciplinary and regulatory power. Disciplinary power targets individual bodies through practices such as observation and examination within institutional settings, shaping behavior and thought through paradigms of emerging disciplines. Regulatory power, on the other hand, focuses on governing populations through policies and interventions aimed at health and welfare. Together, these forms of power render the body a domicile and manipulable instrument shaped by social, political, and economic structures. Foucault challenges the notion of individual autonomy over the body, suggesting instead that the body is a product of social practices and discourses. This perspective highlights the transition from overt punitive control of the body to more subtle prescriptive mechanisms such as normalizing techniques and medical discourses. These mechanisms, as exemplified by hysterization of women's bodies and the regulation of procreative behavior, illustrate how bodies are subjected to cultural and ideological practices that perpetuate control and docility. Foucault introduces the idea of a political anatomy, emphasizing the interplay of power and the body within broader social frameworks. Modern medicine exemplifies this shift. Historically, the body was perceived as an isolated, sealed entity, a symbol container. Today, it is understood within a biopsychosocial framework where biological, psychological, and sociological elements interact. This new perspective expands the concept of the body from a closed system to one deeply embedded in its environment, making it subject to evolving disciplinary practices. The increasing knowledge and discourses around the body shape how it is perceived and managed, particularly through the lens of a new disciplinary apparatuses. These new apparatuses include health promotion schemes, lifestyle medicalization, and aggressive marketing strategies. For instance, health promotion campaigns advocate fitness, dietary supplements, and wellness regimes. Simultaneously, the medicalization of lifestyles introduces scientific discourses around dietary supplements, vitamins, and wellness products, which promise improved health and desirable body. These initiatives are not just about health, they create a culture where attitudes towards health and lifestyle reflect one's morality and social standing. Advertisements and media reinforce these ideals, transforming the body into a commodity within the biopsychosocial environment. Michel Foucault's concept of docile bodies is crucial to understanding this dynamic. According to Foucault, bodies are not merely organic entities but social instruments manipulated for productive and reproductive purposes. Regulatory practices and discourses discipline the body, shaping it to align with societal norms and expectations. Unlike overt physical punishments of the past, modern disciplinary practices are subtle, functioning through discourses such as medical literature, fashion, and health promotion. These practices normalize the body, embedding it in mechanisms of power and creating what Foucault terms a political anatomy. The concept of body work, as articulated by Chris Barker, encompasses various practices like diet regimes, fashion, cosmetic surgery, exercise, even organ transplants. These activities, deeply entwined with commerce, production, and consumption, highlight how the body is appropriated by culture from the moment of birth. Modern disciplinary apparatuses regulate the body by promoting ideals of health and wellness through aggressive marketing. This commercialization often portrays health and body maintenance as moral imperatives, suggesting that failure to conform equates to immorality or irresponsibility. Cultural studies approach the body not as a descriptive exercise but as a critical exploration of how power, politics, economy intersect with the body. By framing the body within cultural and societal contexts, cultural studies reveal structures of power and desire that shape knowledge and meaning. This perspective underscores the body as a social and cultural entity constantly subject to negotiation. While respecting and maintaining the body is essential, cultural studies encourage individuals to critically assess the extent to which they partake in these regulatory schemes and commodified practices. Body remains deeply social and cultural, continuously appropriated by norms and practices. Negotiating these influences requires individual agency and critical awareness. Cultural studies provide tools to navigate this complex terrain, emphasizing the intertwined relationships between the body, identity, power, and societal structures. As cultural constructs, the body, space, and even time offer fertile ground for exploring the intricate interplay of social forces.